Hello, my name is Elizabeth Dyke. I come from London in the UK. I hold a bachelor's degree in philosophy from the University of Kent. In addition, I am Montessori qualified and I hold the Montessori diploma. I had always wanted to travel to India anyway. I was always interested in experiencing the culture of India, and I wanted some practical experience in Montessori education as well to add to the theoretical experience I had gained from my course. So I found information about Sagreen International online, and I read that I could have experience in a school for 3 or 4 months, and so I was really excited at the opportunity. Unlike in traditional nurseries where the teacher will teach groups of children, general lessons to groups of children, in a Montessori nursery the teacher will teach children on an individual basis according to their own personal lesson plans and needs, and then so that the children learn easily, and then at a later date the children then can go back to the materials of their choosing on their own and use them. And in that sense it teaches the children to be more independent and learn to use the materials more independently. So they gain a very individual mind. They become very independent in that way. And a Montessori classroom is also, it consists of different areas. It consists of practical life, which is life where children learn life skills to help them to become more independent, such as pouring skills. There's also a sensorial area where children learn how to further refine their senses, such as, for example, they learn there are specific activities to teach them all about colours, or to teach them all about length, or things like that. There's a pink tower where children are able to build. They're shown how to build a tower with pink cubes, and in that way they learn all about dimension, and their fine motor skills are further developed. And there's also a mathematic area of the classroom, and it's graded, so there are lots of it's graded from very simple activities for the very young children to more and more difficult all the time. And so it's a very simple and concrete way of teaching children about abstract concepts that are otherwise very difficult to teach. And there's also a literacy section of the classroom as well, which is similar. It teaches them concrete ways. It's a concrete way of teaching them about abstract concepts. And there's a cultural section as well, which teaches them about the world around them. SIMS are a very wide variety of Montessori materials. It has lots of practical life activities on the shelf, and also lots of sensorial activities and cultural activities. And the teachers are dedicated to going through these activities with individual children as well. In the kindergarten classes, in lower and upper kindergarten classes, each child has a phonics workbook that their teacher will go through individually with them. And there are essentially two main ways to teach children to read and write. There's the traditional method, which is by teaching them the letter names, for example A, B, C, D, E, and teaching them to rote learn, to learn spellings off by heart. Or there is teaching them phonics, and teaching SIMS school teaches the children phonics, and I will explain what phonics is. There are 44 different sounds in the English language. It's not an easy language to learn how to read and write in, for that reason. so it's important for children to learn the different spelling patterns for the different sounds of English. So if they learn the different spelling patterns, which is what phonics is all about, then they will learn to read and write a lot quicker and easier in English. And this is what SIMS Montessori School is dedicated to teaching the children. And so instead of teaching them how to spell, saying C-A-T, they teach K-A-T, and that makes it a lot easier to learn how to read and write in English. And I have seen myself that I have noticed evidence of how advantageous teaching phonics is at SIMS Montessori School. There are children at SIMS School who are only 4.5 or 5 who can read and write at an amazing level for their age, and I'm really impressed by their progress. I've seen so much progress in my time here. I have now been at SIMS Montessori School for 3 months. My placement has now come to an end. I'm really glad that I have completed this placement because I've really enjoyed teaching the children in a Montessori setting. It's been really interesting for me to teach Montessori materials and to gain practical experience in this area, because I really value Maria Montessori's philosophy so highly. I think it's a really important philosophy to follow when teaching children. I really believe in it, and I've seen tremendous evidence from my time at SIMS School that the philosophy really works. Children learn very quickly and easily with it, and so it's so much more so than at a traditional school. And I've also enjoyed teaching yoga. I've been teaching yoga that I've really enjoyed teaching as well, and that in a way that also, although Montessori didn't teach yoga, that also follows Montessori principles such as movement being integral to a child's physical development, a child's development. She believed in granting each child movement to further develop their gross motor skills, for example, and teach them concentration and patience. And I've learnt so much from my experience, and today has been a wonderful day because today has been the Onam Sadia celebration, and that's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed experiencing the different culture here, and that, yeah.